Coming up next, this guy, you know him, you love him from earlier, one of my very close friends, Twitter hero, warm round of applause, Mr. Evan Kessler.
Guys, you gotta give me a second. Give me a second. Cut the music. Cut the music. I need a couple seconds myself. It wasn't like I gotta get my pump up music in my head before I do a set. I don't know if you guys get like pump up music in your head before you do anything. I'm into that. I do that. Hold on. Okay, my song is do 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 do. You all know that song, right? Do do. It's either like you either love that song or you just are totally pissed at me for getting that song in your head. It'll probably be in your head for the next week. Do do. Bless you. Do do do. I know, it's just good. It gets you in a place that you want to be, you know? I don't know, are you guys aware that song is about meth addiction? I feel like a lot of people know that, but a lot of people don't know that. It's one of those under the radar songs. I don't know why it's about meth addiction. I just assume it's because the music is, like, I don't know the lyrics. I just assume, do, do, do. That's what, like, meth addiction is like. It's catchy. It's pretty catchy. What I'm saying is keep me away from meth, because I'm just gonna, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, I'll just be like, meth, 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 meth. Never mind the side effects. Never mind, or the actual intended effects. I don't know, there's a lot of songs like Semi-Charming Life that are like just under the radar what they're about, you know? Like when I was a kid and I was in summer camp in the early 90s, there was a song by Extreme called More Than Words. And we all, like, I was just like, that's a beautiful love song. But my friend Craig, in my bunk, he had other ideas. He's like, that song is about a guy just trying to get a quick fuck. I was like, no, it's not. It's such a tender, Gary Sharon and Nuno wouldn't do that. They wouldn't sing a song about that. Those are the guys in Extreme, if you guys didn't know. I celebrate their entire catalog. But then I listened, like, years later, I listened to the song, and it's just like, more than words to show you feel that your love for me is... And, like, what's more than words, you know? What's more than words to show you feel? It's action, guys. That guy is just basically begging for action, so his lady friend, shows that she loves him. Like, if you love me, you would put out, is basically what he's saying. Damn, Craig was right, and I just feel stupid. Like, what else did I miss out on, What other songs? I mean, there's the obvious ones, right? Like, there was like 4 songs when I was a kid that were all about masturbation, and we all knew it, though, but, like, you found out eventually through, like, the dirty kid on your block who told you about that. There's a dirty kid on everybody's block, by the way. But the song, first there's Turning Japanese, She Bop, I Touch Myself, and obviously there was Blister in the Sun, right? Everybody knows Blister in the Sun, though, right? Everybody knows that song. Like, I'm 36 years old, and if I hear that song, I will run into the room and be like, you guys know this song is about masturbation, right? But there's like one, like, I was saying, like, what other songs flew under the radar, and recently I was listening to a song, and, like, a light went off, And that song was Whitney Houston's The Greatest Love of All. Okay? Now, I know Whitney Houston didn't write that song, but when she sang a song, she imbued it with a whole nother meaning, Think about, what is it? I Will Always Love You. I mean, that's a nice song, but she made it about her relationship with Kevin Costner in that movie, When she sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl, she made it about, like, putting Iraq and Saddam Hussein on notice, And when she sang The Greatest Love of All, she was like, are you taking care of yourself correctly? That's what... Because I think about it, I think of, she sings a line, I believe the children are our future. Now, this was 1984 when they recorded that. And I don't know if you ever met, I don't know when you guys were born, but if you've ever met someone born in 1984 or 85, I don't feel like they were the children of the future she was talking about. Because these are the kids who are Michael Bay ruined my childhood with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Or George Lucas, when he made the prequels, they ruined my childhood. Or, the Catholic Church ruined my childhood. Okay, that makes sense. If you need to talk about it, you can come to me and we can have a sensitive conversation. That's what real ruining childhood is, But it's my belief that when she sang, I believe the children are our future, she's just saying, I'm not ready for kids, don't come inside me. Come into a sock or something. And Bobby Christina, rest in peace, she would be born for another 8 or 9 years. So I just feel like it wasn't the time. That's not what she wanted at that time. In the next verse, she sings, I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. Bingo, right? She just went for it herself. She needs to take care of herself, is what she's saying. And then finally, the last verse, she says, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And I think we can all agree with that. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. You don't have to agree, it's fine. Guys, self-love, whether it's down there or just in here, is important, okay? It's important. But, talking about love in general. Guys, I've got some news. I'm engaged. It's okay, you don't have to laugh. I didn't finish the sentence. In a never-ending struggle with loneliness and depression. It's okay. I don't know, when I moved here from Brooklyn 3 years ago, I was living in Brooklyn and I was in a dark place. I was living in a room with no windows. And I was also depressed, so actually, metaphorically and actually. But, I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing some lady dating, Doing some lady dating. That strikes a lot of people as odd. I'm not exactly a beacon of masculinity. I'm someone who gets emasculated by operators calling me ma'am. That happens more than I care to admit. It happened to me the other day, actually. It happened to me talking to a healthcare professional. Anyway, I don't know. And a lot of people look at comics and they're like, a lot of comics decide not to go the dating route because you have options, You have options. You can spend time with a lovely human being, get to know them better. Or you could do a show and complain that you can't get laid, Right now, I'm going with the former, but who knows where we'll be in a few years' time, Who knows where we'll be? I don't know. I feel like my current relationship almost didn't happen. I was, I place a premium on, the first kiss as an important moment in a relationship, And my first kiss with my current girlfriend, it was a disaster. It basically was just a mess. It happened in front of a Sizzler as a mosque was letting out for Ramadan services. I went in for the kiss, and all of a sudden, we were engulfed in a sea of burqas and hijab, and I just didn't connect, and I was just like, oh shit, well this is over, this isn't gonna happen. And then she texted me later that night. She said, "We have a do-over." Oh shit, yeah, of course, we can have a do-over, So instead of in front of a Sizzler, we went to a Denny's, and we went inside this time, and guys, Denny's is where the magic happens. I can't endorse it enough. If anyone of you works at Denny's, I don't know, I'm going to keep using this bit until it gets me free stuff. Until it gets me free stuff. I don't know, I'm trying to be a more dateable version of myself. I don't know if this looks like a put-together model of sexual attractiveness. My guess is no. But it's not very often, like before this current relationship, it wasn't often that a female has referred to me as her boyfriend, you know? Normally, when a female would refer to me as her boyfriend, I would be at like a dive bar with a female friend, and some like creepy guy just started like hitting on the female friend, and then my female friend would put her arm around me and just be like, "You're my boyfriend now." And I would say, "Okay, I'll be your boyfriend for this particular situation." And she would say, "Yeah, but not after. Not ever after. Not ever after." But guys, it's going all right for me. It's going okay. You know? I'm like, I realized in order to be a more dateable version of myself, it entailed like listening to my significant other. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but and I don't necessarily mean like listening if they have like an interesting story or they're telling you about their day. More so if they tell you something that they like about you, so you can pick up on that and just amp that up. You know, like there's a characteristic, like my current girlfriend, we were on one of our first dates. We were bowling. I took off my shoes and she said, "Nice socks." And I was like, "Oh shit, I have to get more nice socks now." Like, I don't know what your sock drawer is like, but at that point, my sock drawer was just filled with sad relationship metaphors. You know, let me illustrate that. You open up your sock drawer, first thing you see is like 2 pristine white socks. They look perfect together. But upon further inspection, one has a gigantic hole in its sole. You move along to the next pair of socks. I was like, it looks like a cool, like, maybe it's like an Argyle pair. You're like, oh, these 2 socks, you should wear these out more. They look like a fun, you should. And then you look closer, and these 2 socks, they're not the same. These 2 socks belong with other socks. They don't belong together. Mismatch, guys. Mismatch. And finally, I'm not saying I only have 3 pairs of socks, but if I went through my entire sock drawer, it's a mess in there, guys. But finally you get to this one sock, and it's just like, it's just a cool striped sock, and you're just like, where's its partner? What happened? Why doesn't it have a partner? And then you find out that like its partner's been missing for a year, and you just hope that one day it shows up at your drawer and begs for forgiveness. But it never does. Instead, you just use that one sock to masturbate into. Because what else are you going to do with it? It's the greatest love of all, of course. It's the greatest love of all. But this story has a happy ending, guys, and I don't mean in the massage parlor parlance. I went to Target and I bought like 10 new pairs of socks, different like patterns and colors and whatnots. And guys, sock game tightened. Relationship tightened. Relationship still intact, guys. Up your sock game, up your life. I said up your life. That's all I'm saying. Pay close attention to your socks. It may help you in the long run, guys. But I don't know. I recently told my girlfriend that I love her for the first time, which is a big. I sort of told her that I loved her for the first time. Here's what happened. We were leaving her house. I kissed her goodbye. I said, "Love you, bye." And then I pointed at her. I said, "I said it," and then I ran. Does that count? Maybe. But, you know, like, I figure as long as I say I love you with my actions, that's all that matters, you know? Which is why I went to go get an STD test recently. Because I love my girlfriend, I respect my girlfriend. Also, I told her I was clean, and I felt like I should catch up with that story. But I was, you know, I was in the doctor's office, and the doctor at the STD clinic, he asked me this question. He said, "Why do you want to get an STD test?" There's one answer to that question. It's, I want to know if I have STDs. I don't think a lot of people are going in there going, yeah, I know I've been giving people STDs left and right. I just want to know which ones. I just want to know which ones, guys. But the doctor kept asking me questions. Yeah, I felt like that was it. We're done with the conversation. But then he just kept asking me questions, and I started zoning out, you know? And as I'm zoning out, I noticed the decorations on his wall. And there's just a huge poster of diseased genitalia on his wall. And at first I'm like, that's kind of gross, why does he need that? But then I'm like, okay, we're at an STD clinic. This doctor needs to know what the STDs look like, right? But then I noticed there's no labels on the pictures. It's just a huge poster of weird balls and crusty vaginas. And when I was a kid and I had a huge poster or something, that meant I was a big fan of it. So I'm just going on the assumption that maybe weird balls and crusty vaginas are that doctor's version of Patrick Ewing dunking. But anyway, I had to go in like a week later to get my results, because you know they have to give you like the results face to face just in case something bad happens. And I knew I was clean. I was pretty sure I was clean. So I had built up this scenario in my head that I would just go in there and everyone, like the nurses and doctors, would just high-five me and chest bump me and just be like, "You have the best blood-urine combination you've ever seen, congratulations. It's a pleasure doing business with you," you know. It wasn't quite like that, but my nurse did sing my test results. She sang, HIV, negative, syphilis, negative, chlamydia, negative. And I'm just happy she didn't have to go into a minor key for any of those results, guys. All right, guys, I'm Kessler. Have a great night. Give it up for Phil Gould.